Hey, I'm Vinh, and this is Seattle Eats, a food podcast from the Seattle Times and KOW. As a food critic, I eat out a lot. Breakfast, lunch, and dinner, and then dinner again. Some meals are meh, but some are pure magic. Today, I'll tell you about the best bites I've had in the past few months, with help from my colleague, Jackie Varriano. We start with my picks for savory bites, a rich potato tapas and a French fusion dish. Then, Jackie shares her picks, including 2 sweets. We'll taste a cookie and a donut from local small businesses. Hope you're hungry. Let's eat! Hey, Seattle Eaters! Time for a round of best bites from myself and the lovely and talented Jackie Varriano. Hey, Jackie. Welcome back.
Oh, thanks for having me, Don.
For listeners out there, Jackie and I eat around the sound every week for our job. If you did a tally, that adds up to about 100 dishes a month. So this week, we dish about our favorite bites that we've had recently. Fancy and snacky, if you will. I'm up first with my 2 favorites. Both are French dishes, but you won't find them at any Parisian-inspired cafe here. The first is an Indochine dish, served at Remy on Capitol Hill. Jackie, have you been to this spot?
No, I've really wanted to go, but I have not been there yet.
You did interview the owner, right?
I did, and they are so sweet, this brother and sister.
Yeah, they're Jin and Tai Nguyen, and they are very talented. I think they're some of the rising stars here in Seattle.
Mm-hmm.
It's the most innovative Vietnamese restaurant in Seattle. It's Vietnamese food from a different perspective. There's no banh mi, there's no pho. It's not just Vietnamese food from the South region, which is what we're most familiar with. It's their contemporary take on all the classic dishes from North Vietnam, Central Vietnam, and South Vietnam. And the dish that I love here, Jackie, is a duck custard. It is a decapitated empty eggshell. They pour egg custard in it, and they steam it to let the custard set. Then they put a duck ragu on top, and they serve it with a tiny dessert spoon, kind of, sort of. And so what you have is this rich, buttery taste that if you don't eat a lot of duck, you're kind of like, what is this?
Is this chicken? Is this duck? Okay, I want to know more about what are the spices in the ragu, because you say ragu, and I immediately think Italian, tomato, like garlic, parsley, oregano, but that doesn't sound very Vietnamese.
Oh, now I'm going to freak you out. I'm going to freak all listeners out.
Great.
People are going to throw up. It's called a ragu, but what they did was they took all the duck scraps and they took duck bones and they reduced it. They cook it down to a sauce and they pour it on top.
That sounds great. Why is that gross? That sounds like bone broth.
Because now this is the gross part.
Oh, great.
It's a take on a balut. It's a steam or boiled duck embryo. So basically, when you eat this, you're eating the beak, the web feet, the whole shebang, and you see the visual as you're eating this.
Like a soft shell crab, kind of?
Yes.
Right, like a crunch. It's got to have a crunch to it if you're eating a beak.
Yes.
But it's an underdeveloped, so...
Yes.
And it's steamed in the shell.
Steam or boiled, yes. It's one of the great delicacies in Asia, but it's not talked about. It's like durian. It has never caught on. But unlike durian, it's also because of the visual and not the taste. If you ate this blindfolded, I don't think you would think anything about the beak or the web feet. It's just like it's like a sous vide duck, funky, really concentrated duck flavor, I would say. What Ramy did was they kind of, like a balut with training wheels.
I mean, yeah, they're like kind of making it more universal, I guess.
Yeah. They made it more mainstream.
Yeah. How do
easy.
you feel about that as a Vietnamese person?
I think it's fine because to me, it's just a contemporary take on a dish that most people would not eat.
True.
And so what they did was, when they reduced down all the bones and the leftover meat and the scraps of duck, whatever, they had this reduction sauce. So you used to have the DNA, the DNA of a duck.
Of a duck.
But without the squeamish visual of like...
Of a tiny beak.
Exactly.
And the webbed feet. Feet in the morning.
Would you eat this?
The Ramy version?
The Ramy version, it's easy.
Oh, 100%. Yeah, give it to me now.
Would you eat the balut?
Ask me after like a couple shots.
Well, you know what you should do. Because next to Remy is new, the restaurant.
Oh, yeah. They
And
have
they
water
do-
beetles, don't they? Do they
They
have
do.
the Balut?
They also have the Balut. They don't have the Balut right now on the menu because it costs too much. But
Oh, that makes
they
sense.
will take it back. We should do that. We should go to Remy.
Okay.
Have this kind of elevated version of
Yeah.
an embryo, duck embryo.
Yep.
And then go right next door to new and have
And
the
have the
Balut.
real thing.
Have the real thing. Would you do that?
I would think about it. I mean, I'm not like a stunt eater. And sometimes some of this stuff feels like you're doing it for a certain clout. And I don't like that. But I do like exploring different cultures and what makes things good. I mean, obviously it has to be good. Otherwise, people wouldn't be doing it. And a place like New wouldn't keep putting it on the menu. It has to be worth it.
I feel like I'm taking this away from the main dish. And the main dish, again, is a duck custard at Remy.
Yeah.
Don't
That
freak
sounds
out.
incredible.
Don't freak out.
Delicious.
It's great. Buttery, rich.
Yeah.
Boom. And it's like $14 for a pair.
Oh, so you get 2 eggs.
Yes.
But it sounds like you really only want to eat one of them.
Oh, it is so buttery rich.
Yeah.
I feel like I'm eating a stick of butter.
I mean, also delicious. Ask my 4-year-old.
There you go. And on to my next dish. Less controversial, but just as delicious. It is the potato bravas at Lonely Siren. Lonely Siren is a tapas place, Portuguese-inspired food. It's located in the back of Pike Place Market, facing Western Avenue. Have you been there?
I have been there because I had the chef do a cataplana recipe for me. And so we met there before it was open. And it's been a long time since I was humbled by the labyrinth of Pike Place Market, but trying to find Lonely Siren 100% humbled me. And I know there's an easier way to get there. There has to be. But I took the dumbest way.
It's kind of hard to find, even though it's in Pike Place Market. It's
Yes.
a part of Pike Place Market that you would never venture into. The best way to get there, I would tell people, is GPS Jar Bar. And once you
and
get
then
to
go
Jar Bar,
right up those steps.
exactly. Once you get to Jar Bar, you see some steps to Pike Place Market, and you take that step one level up, and voila, you're there.
Yeah.
Lonely Siren. My favorite dish there, again, also French-inspired, even though it's a Portuguese place. It's called potato bravas. If you break it down, what it really is a 17-layer scallop potato lasagna.
Yes.
And so you have these mandolin shaved russet potato slices, and it's layered with smoked onion bechamel sauce.
Delicious.
And in between each potato layer is a bed of salt, cheeses, and herbs. And it is so freaking rich.
My mouth is open.
But wait, there's more. It's also served with 2 sauces, a
Ooh.
white and a red sauce. The white sauce is like an aioli. It
Okay.
makes the dish even richer.
Yep.
And a red sauce is a smoky paprika dip, and
Ooh.
it cuts into the richness of the
Okay.
dish.
And then are these fried? Are they crunchy?
They're fried. It's kind of almost confit-like, but then
Okay.
it's fried, and it's like,
So
that nice crust on the outside.
okay, so it's like a lasagna tater tot.
Exactly.
Oh,
I love how you
yes.
made this dish lowbrow.
Yeah, that's
But-
my specialty. Highbrow, lowbrow.
Because this is really a take on a more, I would say, a highbrow French dish.
Yeah.
Called potato millefeuille.
I think that's French for tater tot, honestly. Yeah.
Isn't it funny? I mean, if you say something in French, it just sounds
Way
more
classier.
fancy
It
and
sounds
gourmet.
gorgeous.
And you're right, Jackie. It's a potato casserole.
Yes.
Well, it's $19 for a small plate.
Are you eating the entire plate or are you sharing?
It's so freaking buttery rich that the bartender told me you really can't finish it. It's so freaking rich. So
You took that as a challenge, didn't you?
I did, because I ate all by myself. Who needs friends?
When you have potato bravas, what'd you pair it with? A little dry martini?
I think I had it with some bubbles.
Oh,
Bubbles
yeah.
go everything.
Cool. Still invite me though the next time you go.
Yes. So those are my 2 picks for best bites. The duck custard at Remy and the potato bravas at Lonely Siren. But if you have a sweet tooth, Jackie has got you covered.
Yes, this is where I really shine.
But you also have a fun savory pick. So let's start off with your savory pick.
The Mexican corn pizza from Pizzas Locas in Des Moines. So at Pizzas Locas, it's owned by Jesus and Daniel Ayala. They are brothers. They are adorable. The youngest brother, Daniel, he learned how to make pizza from his high school home ec class. and he just really fell in love with it. And they like to treat pizza like tacos. So the Mexican corn pizza is just like a Mexican street corn in that it has a mayo base instead of regular tomato sauce. Then it's got fresh corn, cotija, spicy mayo. The weird factor on this one is that it does come with a layer of crumbled hot Cheetos on top.
I love
crunch. But then all the pizzas are served with like cilantro and chopped white onion and salsas that they make. They've got carne asada pizza. They also have some regular, more pepperoni cheese stuff too, but the Mexican pizzas are really where it's at. They're so good.
So does it taste like a taco?
Yes, it tastes like a pizza taco. Like pizza and taco had a baby, and the baby is delicious. And also that Mexican corn pizza is $19, so that feels free. Feels like a steal.
Yeah, it's hard to find anything under $20 now.
Yeah. I mean, they're a food cart, though, too, so their overhead is super low.
Okay, on to the sweet picks. I've been waiting for this, Jackie.
Okay, good.
We have 2 samples.
I know. You really did me a solid by running out and getting them. I just got to show up like a queen. Bring me my donuts, sir.
There you go. And you shall have them. Tell me what we have here.
We have some stuffed brioche donuts from Good Lazy, which is in Issaquah. It's a husband and wife team. They started at farmers markets, and now they have their first brick and mortar space. And they have 70 rotating flavors, and they do a new menu every week.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, it's a lot.
Yeah, because I remember the first time you went, you raved about it, and you brought me back a matcha donut.
Yeah.
Which I love. So when I went this week, I was like, oh, I'm getting a matcha donut. And they were like...
And they didn't have it.
I know.
They were like, bummer for you.
That was so last month.
Yeah.
Like
That's how they get you coming back. They're like, check out our menu every week. Wait for the matcha to come back.
Yeah. So what were some of your favorites there?
I really liked the Nutella donut. They sell blanks. So I really liked even just the unfilled donut because that gave you an opportunity to see how fluffy it is on its own.
Yeah. I went and picked up a donut for us to try. And it is actually a flavor that you've not had before. So surprise, it's cereal milk. Cereal milk, I would say it's an homage to Milk Bar in New York City. It's become this very hip flavor, I would say. How would you characterize it?
Well, I think it's just that nostalgic. If you ever ate cereal, sweet cereal, especially as a kid, and you drank the milk at the end of the bowl, and it really, at the end, tasted more like cereal than it tasted like milk. And now as an adult, I'm like, that's absolute trash. But I still love cereal milk, the flavor. It just invokes childhood, I think.
Well, let's see if it works as a donut. See, I'm looking at the filling. It looks like matcha. It's green. And what do you say? Would this be Captain Crunch?
Oh, yeah, with berries?
Fruit Pebbles, maybe?
No, really?
I don't know.
You've
know
never
my
eaten cereal before?
I only eat Cocoa Puffs.
Oh, I only eat Cocoa Puffs. Yeah.
So what is this? Cereal snob. So what cereal is this that's on this?
I think it's Captain Crunch.
Oh, you're right. It's not Fruit Loop because it would be like a little
Loop.
lifesaver. It would be a loop. Okay, duh. But enough. This is getting warm. Let's taste this.
Very cereal-y.
Do you like it?
10 out of 10 would do again.
Oh, I love it. For comparison's sake, if you had Dunkin' Donut, whatever, you taste like a day later, it's really dried out. And I had this like a day later. It's so buttery rich. It was still moist.
Yeah.
Shockingly, still moist.
Up.
And for our next bite, and our last, a cookie. But not any cookie. Jackie, tell me about this one.
Ooh, this is an Italian rainbow cookie. It's from Tremonte's Italian American. It's a pop-up. And I don't know how familiar you are with Italian rainbow cookies. So layers of almond-scented sponge cake, apricot jam in between each layer, and then there's chocolate on the top and the bottom. So it's really more of a cake than a cookie. Lulu, who is the woman of Tremonte's, she emailed me and told me about her business, and I was like, oh, I've never heard of Italian rainbow cookies in Seattle. I'm going to go try them. And she just kicks the pants off of any New Jersey, New York. Oh man, I can't make anybody else mad. She makes a very good Italian rainbow cookie. That's all I'm going to say. The best I've ever had.
So just to be clear, that was Jackie. So all you New Yorkers, do not email me.
What's the reach of this podcast?
All right, let's sample this. This would be great with coffee.
It really would.
I love almond.
Yeah,
Almond
same.
and coffee goes really well together.
The majority of her cookies do have a little bit of that marzipan almond extract-y. That's the through line that connects all of her cookies.
And Lulu will not consider this a form of flattery, but I mean it in the best possible way. To me, it's like a love child between a hostess cake
Ooh.
and a tiki drink. Let
And
me
a
explain.
tiki, yeah.
Let me
Hit me
explain.
with this.
Because like a ho-ho or one of those like old school hostess cake, it has that outside chocolate layer, crackly layer, which this has. And inside tastes like it's been soaked in almond liqueur or ozat. And for those who don't know what ozat is, it is the ingredient. It's the almond nutty ingredient in Mai Tais. And it's also one of the main ingredients in a Trinidad sour, one of my favorite cocktails, if
Okay.
you've never had it. So it has that almondy taste. And the reason why I say this resembles tiki is during the tiki craze, tiki bars made dessert. It was a sponge cake soaked in rum or almond liqueur, which is what this tastes like.
Okay, how do we bring that back?
Exactly. Well, she did.
She
didn't
did.
call it that, right? In a sense.
Well, maybe we should ask Lulu if instead of partnering with a coffee shop for her next pop-up, we could have her go to a tiki. Is there a Seattle tiki bar? Is there
there
someone
is.
that makes your favorite drink?
Rumba, an
Yeah.
inside passage in
yeah.
Capitol Hill.
Okay.
Right? And we could get her a spike just with rum.
Yeah.
God, if Lulu was listening, she'd probably kill us, like ruin it, hacking her cookie.
I mean, greater good, okay? Give the people what they want. You and me, we're the people.
There you go. There you go. Lulu is like, she seems like a real baker. Like she's good at what she does.
Oh, she's a food scientist.
Yeah,
she
exactly.
worked at Starbucks and a couple other companies. Doing all of those large-scale, intense baking things.
And here we are. I was like, Lulu, forget your R&D. Just spike it with rum.
Have you ever thought about this, but with rum?
Jackie, thanks for joining us. I'm going to hold you to it. All our listeners have heard this. Jackie's going to try the Balut, and she's going to report back to us.
Yeah, it's on.
Well, thanks, Jackie. Come back.
Yeah, I will.
One last note today. Tremonte's Italian-American is a pop-up, so they don't have a permanent location. But you can order their cookies online. There's a link to their store and a list of all our best bites in the description of this episode. Thanks for listening to Seattle Eats. The show is a production of the Seattle Times and KOW, part of the NPR network. You can support Seattle Eats by investing in the local newsroom and the specialized beats that make this sort of storytelling possible. Please consider joining and subscribing at kow.org/eats and seattletimes.com. Seattle Eats is produced by Claire McGrain and edited by Jim Gates and Trevor Lensmeyer. I'm Tom Ben. See you next week.